Hello, all. Welcome to Hockey Tap Podcast. My name is Bill Dean, and I'm here with two co-hosts. I need to find that third
Two-
picture, and I'm going to lose some people.
Two
Whoops.
co-hosts and a black
yeah.
box.
Do we have a
let's
special
see.
guest?
Let's see.
Oh,
Can
maybe
this
we
work?
do.
Woo!
Ah,
I did it right.
there we go.
I
All
thought
right.
I
I'm your
thought
host,
we were
Bill
going to be
Dean.
joined by Tampa legend Corey Perry.
That would be pretty awesome. I should have put Corey
I thought
Perry
we were
as
going
like
to
an
be
image
joined
of
by
him.
not Tampa legend Sam Wu.
I'm going to figure out how to do that. Just put up a fake post of somebody. Yeah. Anyways,
It's
I'm with
gotta be that
Schwinn.
Homer Simpson
Short
style
guy.
photo.
You can find us on Prime Time Radio, courtesy of Mr. Sam Rue, courtesy of Mr. Sam Rue. Sam Wu, Jesus.
Rue?
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's
Yeah.
going on.
I don't know
You can
either.
find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple, and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please leave us a 5-star review if you'd be ever so kind. Boys, what are we drinking? Jesus.
Oh my gosh! So before
I'm a
you die,
mess.
Dean, I'll go. Don't die on us. I am continuing the battle of yellow flashing lights. It's now turned into a multi-month siege, and yeah, I'm going to win this battle.
You
Nice
will.
guy.
You're a functioning alcoholic.
I'm keeping it simple, like I want Tampa to. I'm just having a cider,
Ooh,
Cider.
cherry vanilla
Well,
so
cider.
maybe you'd be. It should have been a Peroni.
Ooh, I like that. Good one, Shorts.
Mm.
Peroni,
Very good.
Perioni,
Perioni.
Corey Perioni.
I do like it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think.
That's
of
why I
that.
thought you said it. I thought you said it because of
No.
Well, now
I'm
it's out there.
going cider too. This one's by
Nice.
1911, the pineapple mango. So a new one I'm gonna try.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
I'm gonna start her off in this bad boy,
There
courtesy
it
of
is.
JJ.
The slug.
Ah,
the slug.
The slug is back.
slug.
The other team. So I was trying to think of what, and let's get what's on tap for today's episode. Here's a big snapshot. I was trying to think of who I want to root for in the Stanley Cup Finals playoffs. Stanley Cup playoffs. And I've kind of picked 4 teams. One is Schwimm's team because I love how much he just hates it. The other is the Buffalo Sabres. Third is a team I formerly used to live in the state, and I do like them. It's Colorado Avalanche. And then the fourth one is my Ducks, the team that I root for all the time, the Anaheim
Go
Ducks.
Ducks.
And yeah, they did not look so good in Game 1, but altogether, I think.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was thinking for Kings
They
for a
play
second
tonight.
there. I was like, wait, yeah. Ducks do play tonight. Oilers.
Mhm.
But when you look at the teams in the NHL and who's played already, we've had 7 games. What is your most disappointing team to date that you've seen? And I know Schwimm's, but we'll go Schwimm first, then we'll go Shorts and myself.
And
Alright,
you're just talking the playoffs so far, right?
Yeah, just the first game,
Yes.
opening game.
Okay. I'm obviously disappointed that my team lost. Do I think they're it's the most disappointing? I think the most, not only the most disappointing, but maybe the most surprising was the Minnesota Dallas game. I can't believe
Yes,
how
I was gonna do
badly Minnesota smoked Dallas.
That was my team.
in
Yeah.
Dallas. So I think that one's probably, all the other games were
It was bad.
pretty close. No, like the Colorado game was even close. The Carolina Ottawa game was
Yeah.
close, right?
You can get on the Bruins, I think, a little bit, and we can get into that game too.
Yeah, they blew it, but it was still, a close game. They had it. They had it until like the last 8 minutes of the third period, and then Buffalo
Yeah.
just came out of nowhere. And that game was crazy. I watched
It was fun.
I think the whole third period. That game was nuts.
Yeah, I missed
Um,
it. I missed the third.
Yeah,
I
it
really
was
wanted
cool
to
to
see it.
see. Everybody was going crazy. But yeah, I'm going to say the most, if we're going by disappointing, Dallas getting smoked by game 1 in
That was
their
good.
own barn, getting smoked by Minnesota would be my vote.
Shorts?
I am going to go different. While I get where you're coming from with, I mean, Dallas just looked like they weren't even Dallas looks like they didn't even show up to that game. But back
Yeah.
at the end of March, the Devils beat Dallas 6-4 in Dallas. So I kind of had a feeling that I just to lose to us 6-4. Dallas has that capability to just take a dump. So that didn't really surprise me. I'm going to say that the team that I was most disappointed in all the game ones, and of which there is still, which is so weird that there's still a game one left to go tonight
Yeah, I know.
with the Oilers. Why it wasn't on Saturday and have 4 games Saturday, 4 games, I have no idea.
They always got to
Anyway.
do one weird one.
I know it's stupid. It's stupid. I was most disappointed with Stevens Penguins in game one. I thought that they just looked flat. It was kind of at times a boring game, and then to lose to the Flyers like that at home, I think was just that was a disappointment for me. And
right now
I think
they have 4 shots on goal through halfway through the game.
Not even. I mean, when I unless it's changed, but when I was looking at it like a minute or two ago, they had 3 at the end of the first, and then they downgraded them to 2. Which is whatever. It is what it is. But my overall disappointment as well. I'm going to just throw this out there. I have an overwhelming feeling of disappointment for the Vegas Golden Knights using Carter Hart. That's another disappointment. Mm-hmm. Okay, Dean,
he's unfortunately been on fire ever since the coaching change.
What a clown.
Along with the rest of the team.
I was going to say Dallas. That's my one.
Yeah. That was surprising.
Yeah, so Dallas, again, I saw Dallas lose to us that way. So that really didn't surprise me too much. Sorry, Dean. I just wanted to.
No, I was going to say Dallas. I think that's been my team that when you look at this, I think that they are going to give Colorado the biggest, or I think they would give Colorado, I should say that. They would give Colorado the biggest test to get to the Stanley Cup final. I know that they've had some pretty bad game ones in recent past, and they kind of just wait for game 2 to kind of wake up. And to me, that's you can't keep doing that. You gotta, grab it by the balls and kind of go for it. And I don't think that team, can go down and keep having, the same things that keep happening, right? They're going to run out of, runway eventually, and they're going to lose. And you want to win those game ones, and it puts you in the driver's seat. So, and 6-1, and Ottinger didn't look great. Yep, yeah, at home. Ottinger didn't look great and everything. So, yeah, it was kind of
one last thing. Last night there were 4 games. Last night, every single home team won, except for Tampa. Of course.
Oh, Tampa.
So, what else did you guys like from the weekend?
I liked I like 2 aesthetic things. One, the atmosphere in Buffalo, fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Buffalo's atmosphere was fantastic. I saw that they sold out of those sword glasses before the game even started, which is rad. And this is another weird little aesthetic thing. I love all the matte. It's not matte black, but like the Penguins have like a matte yellow helmet. Like some of the goalie helmets are matte colors. Like I really do like that trend. So 2 little odd things.
They're not the only team that's done a like a cup. Apparently, like a bunch of teams like Mammoth have something that people drink out of. Like there's a bunch of different.
We had a hockey stick. But that's because someone else had a hockey stick, so the Devils had to jump on that. And I'm sure it was $1,000 because the Devils like to do that. But you know what, Dean? It would be no less in your arena than it would be in mine.
New York does not. Yeah, they're gonna continue to make sure that everything's ridiculously priced. Yeah. I just throughout the games Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday. You saw some good things from teams. Obviously, Minnesota firepower. They looked like they were skating around, the first pair of Dallas. You had obviously Tampa, losing and seeing Slavkovsky go off, who he's money in the bank when it comes to big moments. Obviously, you saw with the Olympics, and he's done that twice already. He seems to be a guy that shines when in the brightest lights. So you have to be a little worried about that as a Tampa guy. I do think though, Vasi had a bad game, and some other things happened, just weird stuff, and you'll see how it gets in game two. Ottawa, they're just outmatched against a better
No
Carolina
surprise
team.
there, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously the Kings in Colorado. Kings, come back. They make it pretty tight. Panarin has a goal, and he's looked really good for the Kings. But Colorado's a wagon, and we talked about. Did we talk about Pittsburgh and the Flyers? Because that game.
I brought that up as
He
my
said he was-
disappointment.
Yeah,
This is
but
disappointing.
I guess a little bit more towards the fan animosity. You had all those reports about
Yeah,
20 minutes before the
even
game,
started.
fans are just going at it and like fighting in the stands, and
That's
obviously
awesome.
the
I
rivalry
love
with
that
Pittsburgh
stuff.
and the Flyers. Yeah, I do like that stuff too. But just how they just hate each other, and you could see Sid getting into it with the Flyers, like it was back. What was it, 10 years ago that they had this big match with it's when they had Hartnell and a whole bunch of other guys, and you could see Crosby was getting pissed
Giroux.
off about those guys. But yeah, Giroux, yeah. And just overall, the entire playoffs to start have been pretty good. You're going to see the games tonight, Oilers and Anaheim getting a crack at it now.
Finally, yeah.
But yeah, Philly leading 1-0 over a Penguins team that's going to need some firepower to get it going. You have Draisaitl coming back for the Oilers in Game 1, which is huge. And
Fortunately,
Vegas hot under Torts, and you could see the animosity with at the end with Logan Cooley and Nick Dowd, who was saying he was going to kill him
why was he so pissed off
next
at him?
game.
I didn't see what
Yeah,
Cooley
it was
did.
just some after curricular stuff, and you had Gunther, shooting the puck after the whistle was blown, and then they're going after them for that one. I like the Mammoths still in this series. I think that they are an interesting team, and I just don't trust the goaltending for Golden Knights, and this team just has not been very good for a while. Maybe Torts is the guy to get them past that, and we'll see here. But I didn't like
hope
that too
not.
much. Yeah, you hope not. And then the Sabres, obviously, Tage Thompson, just a great
Beast.
Game 1. And you had a bunch of interesting plays. They're going down 2-0. They come back, they go down again, they come back, and then obviously they win it. And I think I saw there was a stat. You guys can talk about. Did you want to talk about the Boston Buffalo? Obviously, Boston kind of just letting off the gas.
Yeah, Schwim, you watched that third period. I watched the first two, and I wound up not being able to watch the third. And I was just I'm annoyed I didn't see the third because I was waiting to see the reaction to that first Buffalo playoff goal in, what was it, 14 years? Because that place was ready to explode from the drop.
Yeah, that's all they needed.
And
They needed one.
They just needed one. That's it. I mean, I saw some of the videos. I know we shared one amongst one of our groups, and Sam Wu had said, "Wow, it reminds him of the old Meadowlands parking lot days," and he is not kidding. That is the dumb type of stuff that we would have done in that parking lot.
Yep.
Just a bunch of fun, and but Buffalo fans do that. They have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that third, I didn't see the first two periods, but like nothing. I'm assuming nothing was really going much on for Buffalo because I think it was 1-0 for a very long time, and then did they score? Did Boston make it 2-0 in the second period, and they went to the third up 2-0, or
yeah, they were up 2-0 in the third.
Yeah, I think they did
into the third, and then Buffalo gets. I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes left or so. Buffalo finally breaks through, and the place. Just absolutely erupted, and I think they fed
Buffalo,
off that, and then they were able to tie it. And then, like Buffalo has, there's two teams. I think Buffalo and probably Montreal, unfortunately, are going to be really hard to beat at home.
Yeah,
just because of the crowd factor.
Yeah.
So,
Buffalo became the
I'm
first
excited to
team
see
in
game 2.
NHL. Yeah. Buffalo became the first team in NHL postseason history to win in regulation time after trailing by 2 or more goals to 0 with 8 minutes or fewer remaining in the regulation
There you go.
time. I mean, that's a very specific stat, but pretty impressive.
It was pretty crazy how quickly that game turned. It looked like Swayman was like unbeatable, and then they finally get one by him, and then that's kind of when everything
It
went
just
downhill.
fell apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. It's happened
Yeah.
to me. Where I've been playing very
If
well, and
Boston
then one
loses
goes in,
the
and
series,
it's like, crap.
eventually they're gonna look back at that game 1 like, man, we had them. We're up 2-0 with under 8 minutes left or whatever it was, and
I
squandered
don't know
it,
if
but-
they'll. I don't know if they get swept. Yes. If it goes to 6, I don't know if they'll really look. You know, if they're up like 2-1 in a series and then that happens, then yeah. But if they do go on to get swept, I think that they'll look at that as a turning point, especially if Buffalo just dominates the next 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You know, we'll see.
All right, a couple cool stats that I saw. Wanted to share with you guys. The Connor McDavid, Macklin Celebrini. First, obviously, sets the record for points for the San Jose Sharks at 115, beating Jumbo Joe. The kid is just so dirty. This is Macklin Celebrini versus McDavid through their first 146 NHL games, so 2 seasons. McDavid, 55 goals, 115 assists, 170 points. Macklin Celebrini, 66 goals, 104 assists, 170 points. So he's right there with Mac.
Nice.
You have another one which I liked. Schwim, this is for you. Best points per million this season. So what it is, it takes your average annual value. So if you make $1 million, right, and you have it takes your points and that you have in the season, your average annual value, and it does it up so that it tells you what your points per million are. So, for instance, let's say Matthew Boldy makes $7 million annually. He had 85 points. His points per million are 12.36. So if you divided it, 85 by 7, you get 12.36. Darren Radish has the highest points per million. He makes less than $1 million. He had 72 points. He was 73.8 points per million. Drake Batherson makes a little less than 5. He had 71 points. He had 14.2. Then you got Cooch, Nick Suzuki, Jason Robertson, Geeky, Boldy, Scheifele, Hagel, and Tage Thompson. They're the top 10. Here's your worst.
And Corey Perry leads in moms per million.
Yeah, he does. Here is.
I hope it's just mom and not moms. I hope it's not plural.
That's true. Yeah. Here's your worst points per million. Luke Shen. Oh, sorry. Luke Shen. He makes $8.25 million. He had 7 points for a .84 points per million. Then you have Hathaway. You have Siplaklov from the Devils. You have Brandon Carlo, Neil Pionk, Connor Clifton, Trent Frederick, Kotkaniemi, Frank Vetrano, who had a really bad year, and finally, former Tampa Bay legend Andre Palat. He had $6 million for 15 points for a 2 points per million.
Oof.
Oh boy,
I like that. It's pretty good.
Boo, Stuart Skinner, what are you doing?
Yep.
I'm on a delay.
Your Art Ross trophy winner is Connor McDavid at 138. All right, this is where Schwim. I think the 3 favorites for MVP for the Hart are your boy Kucherov. I think it's going to be McKinnon, and I think it's going to be McDavid. And I think Celebrini is just going to miss out. But my voting would be McDavid, Celebrini, and then Cooch, and this is why. Obviously, McDavid, goddamn it, Macklin Celebrini had the best season for San Jose Sharks. But on top of that, he set the record which was held by Gretzky, which was points per your team's like overall percentage of points for your team. So like he assisted on how many goals he had, so many goals. So his percentage of points that his percentage of accounting for points that the team had, like goals and assists, was like 98 or 97%, which is the highest it's ever been. And then McDavid, this was a crazy stat I saw. In games where McDavid scored, they won. In games that McDavid did not score, they lost. Is that not an MVP? Like, he literally put them on his shoulders. If he scored,
every single game he scored, they were undefeated, and every single game he didn't score, they were winless.
Yep.
Okay.
That's wild.
It's wild. It also kind of
that's the only time in history that's happened.
But it kind of shows me
that's crazy.
I don't know. Like, I just see that as a negative on the team, but that could just be me. But
I guess it's also a positive right on him too. Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. I kind of see the negative, and I got to say two things. One, I take back the ew on Stuart Skinner because that was not his fault. That was a weird deflection. And hey, Schwim.
Yes.
Guess what?
What?
Time for chili.
Oh shit! Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
I'm on a very big delay. I just saw the goal.
Yeah, it was.
Damn my ESPN.
Seriously, and this is the same kid that won it in overtime for them the other night too. Or no, was it overtime? Oh, look, the Flyers zone is sponsored by Peroni.
Nice. They didn't win in overtime, did they? No, Tampa.
Or it was right at the end of the game. Tampa was in overtime.
So. Yeah.
Should we talk about Vasi and his play, or did we do that already? I can't remember at this point.
I mean, we can, if you want.
I didn't. No, so personally, I didn't like the goals he let in. He was.
Yeah.
I
didn't like.
I'm
gonna like one of them.
I'm gonna say this, Dean. I'm gonna say this. I hate your team. I hate the players in your team. But I really love listening to Lundqvist break stuff down from the goaltender's point of view.
Yeah,
he is fantastic at that. And he was spot on. If you looked at Vasi, especially on that I think it was the first goal, he was where he was trying to maybe cut the pass and cheat. And whenever you cheat, you never do well. So I didn't like that one. And that overtime winner.
That was the only one I didn't like, was the overtime one.
I think he could have done so much better on that overtime winner.
I think he was completely off his angle and left the whole side open. And Slavkovsky can rip the puck, and he just ripped it to the far side, and
he was
going to get it because he was off his angle. But the first one, I think it's because he made some big saves in that game. Especially in the beginning of the third period. He was like under fire in the beginning of the third period and made some pretty big saves. That first one is his own player has the puck behind his net, and he has a guy like hounding him from behind. And Radish, who's instead of out front on the wide open guy, he's also back behind the net waiting for maybe the guy to pass it to him, and he gets his pocket picked by the guy, and the guy flings it right out front to Anderson, who's wide open, nobody near him. And there's another guy to Vasi's right, also wide open. So Vasi's like kind of trying to play the shot, or is he going to pass it over to the guy? And maybe he's cheating that way a little bit. And Anderson ends up just shooting it and putting it in. He was like a completely wide open, uncontested player in front. That was the first one. And then the other three were all power play goals. Tampa's freaking penalty kill was god awful. Their penalties were god awful. Every single penalty, not every single penalty, but
it was such a dumb. That was such a dumb penalty. That
really bad. Really,
that was Gensel that took that penalty
at the end.
At the end there, right?
Yeah. 20 seconds left in the third period. Gensel's swinging his stick like a wild idiot and whacks. I don't even know who right in the face. And I'm like, here we go. This game's over. As soon as I got that power play at the end, I'm like, this game is over.
Yeah, and that's the most dangerous.
You guys started off the kill well. You started off the kill well, where you got it out a bunch of times. I was like, they're going to kill this off.
They did, but the other problem with that was they were able to clear the puck a couple times. Montreal was able to come right back into the zone and set up right again. There was they didn't disturb them or make it hard for them to get back into the zone. They easily just came right back up the ice and set up again. And
It's
then
like they
eventually
just kind of
that happened, and
were trying to absorb it.
Vastey's off his angle, and the guy rips it home. But like, the penalty kill was terrible. If they didn't take these stupid penalties, maybe that's an entirely different game. Because where did they go? I think they went 3 for 5 on power plays. In that game, and they were all horrible penalties. The Gensel penalty, horrible. They had a too many men penalty. That's 100% avoidable. They had another offensive zone high sticking penalty. They had another offensive zone holding penalty. Kucherov took a penalty in the offensive zone while they were on the power play. Like, it was just nothing but stupid penalties. And Cooper even said that after the game. He said it was really stupid the way they played and the penalties that they took. So. And 5-on-5, Tampa, I think, pretty much controlled them. They completely shut down their top line. I think their top line had one shot, 5-on-5.
And they were giving it to Hudson, too.
Oh, yeah. That kid is so freaking good, though. Watching him freaking skating.
Brennan Hagel.
I'm like, Christ.
Yeah, he's good.
Hagel's been
Brennan Hagel has been awesome. Yeah.
And Gensel had a really good game, except for that stupid penalty he took at the end.
Except for the penalty.
Yeah. He had a great game. He had 3 assists.
How did
I think had 2 assists.
How did Corey Perry perform?
I didn't even if I didn't know he was on the team, I wouldn't even know he was on the team. He's
what happens if
I'm trying to figure out, what does this guy bring to the team on the ice? I don't care he's a locker room presence and he's a veteran player and he's been here before and blah, blah, blah. He doesn't move the needle at all. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Who's your GM
two
again?
guys. Yeah.
Brisebois, I like him as a GM, but that move that's a head scratcher to me. I don't know why you would bring him in when you obviously need help in other situations.
Skating.
So I got a little bit.
He can't keep up with anybody.
I got a little bit of a tip from an insider on deadline day. They were all talking. They were like, "Listen, we have this fan in North Jersey. He's an Italian, and he just is insane. So we're going to do the best thing for him and bring in the player he hates the most because we want to make his life miserable." And that's what they did. They brought in Corey Perry just for you.
Anything on
Instead
Hetty?
of trying to acquire maybe somebody to help them on faceoffs or something, which, again, they got destroyed in the faceoff circle last night when they were on the penalty kill and when they were on the power play. They could not – I think they were 31% from their when they were on the penalty kill in their own zone, and I think they were 33 or 34%.
Why are you
when they were on the power play in their offensive zone? It's terrible.
Yeah, they had 3 goals in the power play.
And you love to harp on faceoffs.
Yeah, it's been a problem for years, and they have not addressed it.
Any word on Hedman?
He's not. I haven't heard anything. I don't think they definitely said he was out. Obviously, last game. Oh Jesus, 2-0. I don't know how late am I on that one.
Yeah, you're pretty late. That's like the type of 2-on-1 that I would see in front of me. Jeez. That's not good. That was a bad.
Anyway,
that was
he's
a bad
most
2-on-1.
likely. They said he was most likely going to not make these first 2 games, and once they go to Montreal, it might be different. Maybe he'll play those games, but.
One person I didn't notice, which is not good for you guys' point. I didn't notice him. I know he played almost 20 minutes.
Like this all year. He's been hurt on and off all year. Something's not. He couldn't take faceoffs last night, so something's obviously wrong with him. Yeah. That's crazy. You can't take face. He's a center. He's not taking faceoffs, so he's got to have some sort of wrist or hand injury that he's playing through, and he's just he's not had a good year, but. I don't know, man. Hagel's been great. That line, it's Hagel, Sorelli, and Kucherov.
Yeah.
And they've looked great. So hopefully, I don't know, I think they can make maybe some minor changes for next game and hopefully not take as many penalties and try to play smart.
They have Yanni Gord playing with, Point and Gensel? Was that what it was?
No, it was Gord, Gergensons, and Nick Paul. As a line.
Oh, that's what it was. Just who's playing?
They had Gensel, Point, and Gonsalves was the other line.
That's right. It was Gonsalves. Yeah.
Yeah, which he's he's not really doing much either.
Yeah.
No, they had the Dominic James young kid come back, was really quick. He missed the last 24, 25 games, so he's just getting back into it, which I like. I like him. He brings speed and everything to the lineup. But the other young kid, Connor Geeky, took a horrible penalty that led to one of the power play goals in the end of the second period. I think Tampa was up 2-1 at that point, and then he took a terrible penalty, and they scored in the power play to make it 2-2 going into the third. So I was just like, he might, I don't know. It was a surprise to me that he played in game one. I didn't know he was going to get recalled and play in game one, but I don't know if they stick with that or if they bring back Bjorkstrand or they put in Sabrin for some physicality maybe. But the only problem I have with Sabrin is that he's an idiot and he'll take a penalty, and that's what they want to try to avoid, is not take stupid penalties. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully game two's, they usually bounce back pretty well. They're a pretty good team after they lose, so they just suck at home ice, man. I told you their record, right? Their last 12 games, they're 1-11 at home. Or no, 1-10. And then I think in their last overtimes, they're 1-12 in their last 13 overtimes. That's
that's rough.
like something's got to give eventually, right? Like, what? Please. So win a game at home, win a game in overtime, please.
So my prediction, I said Avs and Tampa with the Avs winning. Shroom, did you throw one out there?
Oh, what, Stanley Cup final already? I didn't do that.
We got to do it.
I have not either. I want
to say Avs, but I don't want to pick a President's Trophy winning team.
Yeah, I just think that they are. I think the curse is still
real. They're really good. So if there's anybody that can break it, it's probably them. But I don't know. Another thing in that Tampa game, did you see that hit? Josh Anderson knocked Stu out of the game.
Disaster? Yeah.
Disaster?
I like saying disaster. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the hit or no?
I don't. I didn't like it.
One. I didn't like it either, obviously, but
I don't think that that's
either.
Yeah, I just don't think it was suspension worthy. It didn't do great. I forget. Did he get a penalty on that? Was it interference?
Yeah. Well, they called it a 5-minute major so they could review it, and then they reviewed it and lessened it to a 2-minute charging penalty.
Oh, charging. All right.
But it was full blow to the head contact. So I was like,
yeah, that was not good.
There was another one. Was it Pittsburgh? Was it Flyers on Pittsburgh game one where someone got hit in the head? I'm trying to remember. Okay. There was another bad penalty I saw too.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's out for the game. He got knocked out. That was, I think, in the first period. He got knocked out of the rest of the game, and he's pretty much doubtful not going to play tomorrow. So they're going to have to insert another player who hasn't played in a long time into the lineup, most likely. So I don't know. They can't get away from these friggin' injuries.
What are they doing here? I'm really kind of worried for Pittsburgh right now. The Flyers seem to just be getting
over.
But the Flyers seem to be getting under their skin, which I don't want to see.
They just took a bad penalty.
But I feel like it's being challenged.
That was
that should not be.
That looked like
his
own
player.
guy's stick hitting him, right?
It was. So hopefully that's not.
Yeah, they can't call that. Can they review that?
No, they're doing it now.
Wow, that's bad.
I think what a coach's challenge, I think you can. So, but here's the thing with what I believe they are, because the referee went to the box. So here's the fun thing that I'm looking at right now. Looking ahead for my weekend. I'll be in Mudhead to watch Flyers Penguins, which I really hope the Penguins win. But here's the best part about that: it's $5 1883 IPAs that night.
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, because the Phillies are on. The Phillies are playing the Braves, so I'll take cheap beer. Hey, Schwim.
Why the hell not?
Hey, Schwim. Guess what?
Yes. What?
Time for chili.
Oh, thank you.
I see something that says Vegas Marner is a beast. In his first playoff game with Vegas, 2 hits. In 13 playoff games with the Leafs last season, 2 hits.
2 hits. Who's the what's his face from Anaheim?
Troy
Terry.
Troy Terry.
Oh, real
Oh,
quick,
that's right,
two other things.
Butch.
Did you hear? Did you hear in the Vegas game and then in the Tampa game? In the Vegas game, they were chanting in game one, saying, "We want the cup."
Yes.
That's so stupid.
Yep.
And then
done.
also in the Tampa game, they were chanting USA. That was so stupid.
Wow, Malkin's still in the box.
They didn't rescind the penalty. They didn't review it or anything.
Apparently, it was originally a 4-minute. It was originally a 4-minute, and then they bumped it down to 2. The Penguins got to get hold of themselves because they look like they're unraveling. Like they feel it looks like the Flyers are really kind of getting at them.
Wow, so they called it a double. Wow, they called it a double minor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, now they changed it. Now it says 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I guess that's what we do. Someone I saw someone point this out that kind of another aesthetic change that they don't have the Stanley Cup logo painted on the ice like they have in years past in the top of the right inside the blue lines there.
Yeah, everything is just like
for the
AI
advertising
generated.
space. Yeah, which is kind of sad. But I do like how watching it last night through streaming. There were a lot of times where it wasn't the digital board ads that they add on, and I really do like seeing like the local ads for the out of market teams. It's just something I've always liked seeing. You know, like growing up, like I loved seeing the Del Taco ads and like the Anaheim boards and things like that. It stuck out to me.
I like seeing, like all the local. You see, you're watching like a different team. You get to see all their local.
It's just like a cool little thing, yeah.
Not just a TD Bank logo or a SAP logo or some shit that.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's just like a cool thing. It's something that I've always liked. FanDuel or some healthcare ad that just is a bunch of BS. Yeah, it's like, wow, Malkin's not happy. No. Malkin is not happy.
I don't understand why they can't like review that.
NHL refs, 60% of the time, works every time.
Like if it's something like, okay, you see the replay, you see it's the other guy's stick and not actually Malkin's stick, there should be, I don't know.
Yeah, they should be able to rescind
down
that.
And be like, hey.
Yeah,
this
you did
is
something
not correct.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
NHL
officiating. 60% of the time, they get it right
over there, too.
So yeah, they're going to
obviously I know
that series.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know who Schwimm's pick would be for MVP. Shorts guy?
Yes.
Overall for the season?
Yep.
Overall for the season, MVP. You know who?
Or give me your top three. At least top three.
I'll give you. I'll give you an overall because I think he's a big reason his team is successful. And I'm going to say Celebrini.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, problem obviously didn't make the playoffs.
I can't vote him number one. I could see him getting
especially
like
with the three.
Votes.
Yeah, I could see him getting third place too. I don't think he will because Nate McKinnon had such a great year. Obviously led the league in goals. You had obviously McDavid, the Art Ross, and then Cooch was just a beast. Ooh. So I don't know that he will. I think he's more 4, but I can see the reasoning. I also think that not being in the playoffs hurts him a ton. So.
Yeah, if they would have made the playoffs, he would have got a big boost. I think
he would have been. Yeah, I think it would have been a shoo-in. I honestly do.
Yeah.
I think he would have been not unanimous, but I think he would have easily been number 1. Yeah. What do you guys think for Norris?
Walmart just made a great save. Ooh, that go in?
Norris. I don't even know.
You know who I hear is like, well, I guess not here, but like not getting anything is Bouchard, which is kind of crazy.
I hear him getting actually more.
I don't hear him getting anything. I hear everybody talking about like all these other guys and not him.
Yeah. I was hearing a bunch about him. Elliot Friedman was talking about him.
He's got to be at least.
He has to. At least. I mean, he had 95 points as a defenseman, which is crazy. Yeah. He was actually a plus for the first time in a while. he had 95 points with only 40 being on the power play. So it's not like he was a power play merchant. I mean, that's a lot of points, but he had 55 points, and I think Werenski's probably going to be the choice.
I
could see Bouchard, Makar, and Hudson.
So.
Yeah, but I think Norris is a lot easier to give to a player that didn't, make the playoffs than it is.
Yeah, they usually just give it to whoever scores the most points. Doesn't matter if their team's
which is
1 in 81.
Which is stupid.
Quinn Hughes 76, Hudson 78, but I think really it's going to be Bouchard, Werenski, Makar. With Werenski probably taking it. So and I'm okay with that. But you've Dahlin, you have Heiskanen, which did really well. Go ahead, sorry.
Could get some
speaking
votes.
Of
I think he's had a good season.
You bring up Werenski, and speaking about the BJs, some of the was it Rick Bowness that's their coach? That was
that was an awesome quote.
Losing it on his team,
and they were giving it to Merzlikins too. Him, the GM.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Though, if you want to hold your players accountable,
that's right after.
Yeah, you got a 1 year. Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. I think.
He
was on. He was on Sillinger and he was on Kent Johnson, and those are guys that you need them to be good because if they're not, then that team flounders. And you got a lot of free agents this year, and we'll see who wants to come back and play. But he, like what he said, if you're going to be here next year, you better be ready to work and to hate losing, because kids, just tough. Lastly, I will ask you guys. I think Rookie of the Year is a shoo-in. I'm not even worried about that one. Goaltenders. Who is your Vezina winner? This is, I think, one of the more open years in a while than I can think about. Obviously, the wins leader being Vasi, and I think he's probably the favorite. Probably.
I think it's going to be pretty close, but I think he should get it.
Who else would you put in that basket?
I
guess I like what
just because he had the most shutouts.
Yeah, but I think what happened at the end of the year that didn't do very well.
Yeah, that's why his numbers aren't that great.
Yeah, Wedgwood to me. Yeah, I was just say he played 45 games. He had 31 wins.
Plays, way less games
and he did awesome. But I just think it's not enough games. But I think he played awesome. I really do.
Yeah,
a big fan of his this year.
Maybe he
how about
number 3? I don't know.
How about Dan Vladar, Philly? 50 something games, almost 30 wins. He had a 906 save percentage, which the league mark was 892 was the league average. He had a 906. I mean, he played pretty well. I think Logan Thompson's probably up there too.
I would love to see Scott Wedgwood win it.
I don't think he'll win
okay with that.
I think he'll be up there though, just because he had a pretty good season.
He did.
I don't think he can win it playing 20 something less games than one of the top goalies in the league, who was like tops in save percentage, goals against, leader in wins. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be a homer here, but his stats are the stats. He has has like a lot of the top stats in the league. He just doesn't have all the shutouts like some other guys. He's only got 2 shutouts, I think.
I would like to give kudos to a couple guys. Like Vamelka had a great year, even though maybe his goals against and save percentage weren't exact, but he played 5 more games than anybody else. Jussi Saros, after people thinking that he was done, Jussi Saros had a really good year. Gibson comes into Detroit and had a decent year. Him and Talbot. Dustin Wolf was not good. That's one guy that I think had a bad year. Dostal kind of faltered at the end, but he was good in the beginning. And I mean, Shesterkin actually came out really good by the end of the year. He had a little hot streak there at the end. But just goaltending this year was not good. I feel like it was very underwhelming. You usually see a lot better, save percentages and goals against. I know that doesn't tell the whole story, but I feel like it was a little bit of an ebb right?
I think we were due for a letdown because last year we had a goalie
So
win
good.
the
MVP.
He's so good
Yeah.
and won the Vezina and the friggin' Hart Trophy. So it's like,
And
we can't go up from that. Like, I think we can only go down from that.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about, obviously, oh my God, why am I blanking on
Hellebuck?
Who's he
Hellbuck?
play for?
But yeah, he
There
had
you go.
23 wins, but he had a 286 goals against and an 895 save percentage when, his career marks are like 250s, 240s. Like that was a big downfall of
A big
the
drop this
Winnipeg
year.
Jets
Yeah, they were
team.
one of the surprises. Them in Florida, like winning the cup,
Jets
not even
won-
qualifying for the playoffs.
The Jets won the President's Trophy.
not qualifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
And how many times has that happened now where a team wins the President's Trophy and then they're out the next year? Rangers, Winnipeg Jets, like the Devils had that.
Yeah.
Like there's been a ton of
happening more and
teams
more
like this.
lately.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems.
You just
So
you get
I'm
that.
gonna.
Do we think that's
I'm
going to
gonna-
happen to Colorado next year?
Ooh,
Ooh.
I don't know.
I
If
am.
they do, that'd be crazy.
It would be funny.
I'm gonna throw a probably very dark horse out there, only because of what they were doing and then what they wound up doing. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Yeah, UPL. Yeah.
Or his
He had 15. He's had 15
I
wins
don't-
since the turn of the calendar. It's.
But he only played in 35 games.
I understand that.
That's
But his
not even half the games. I don't. I can't.
I don't know, but he's not
Yeah.
in.
He played well.
He's not playing. I was just gonna say, and that's why I say it's a dark horse because he doesn't play the way he did. Sabres may not be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he's their starter, and he held them in it. Brought them back for the win. So,
But to
Maybe
that
it'll
point,
be a
I would say that Wedgwood would be the guy. If you're going to go with less games, Wedgwood would have to be that guy because he played so well for Colorado.
he did,
Right.
he did, and that's why I said he's a dark horse.
Yeah. I got you. Jesper Wallstedt's another
mean-
one, right? He played so well in limited
He
span.
did. I mean, we all know that the true winner should be me,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to win it this year. I'm not. I didn't
Anton
qualify.
Forsberg, another guy.
He only
Jacob
played
Fowler.
like down the stretch.
Well, what did Dobish actually finish with? Because he was 278, 901. He's obviously starting from Montreal.
I think the league needs a little bit more Anton
Terrible favorite
Khudobin.
of ours.
Khudobin. They
They
need
do.
the Russian shorts guy.
Our plus
Yeah, they do.
minus leaders. Nathan McKinnon, a plus 57. He finishes the year. Neckass, plus 47. Cooch, plus 43. Tied with Malinsky at plus 43. The minus leader.
Colorado, like,
And it's
how many people did Colorado have in like the top 10 and plus minus?
top 10.
At least
Let's
5?
see here. I'm gonna go. No, they had two.
They had at least 3 in the top,
Top 10.
4.
McKinnon, Neckass, Malinsky, Manson, and Devon Taves.
So 5
And
in
then-
the top 10.
And then you add in Burns and Lehkonen in the top 15. Oh, and McCarr was 16.
It's Kearns,
Jesus Christ.
stupid.
It's Kearns. Yeah.
No, it isn't.
So plus 57 was our leader, our minus leader, and it's a with a heavy heart I have to say this one. It's friend of the podcast, Brock Besser, a minus 48. He was 105 plus minus points separated the top from the bottom.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Artem Levshinov finished minus 41, so he was 7 plus 7 on Besser. And then Mackenzie Weegar minus 33. Weegar really turned it on at the end to make sure he did not get the lead.
He didn't want to win that trophy.
But yeah, our boy Brock Besser, he had 25 power play points, 48 points total, and he was a minus 48. That is
That's how bad Vancouver was, and they're probably
That's
still
bad.
not going to win the damn draft lottery.
yeah.
Nope. It'll be the Blackhawks.
It'll be the
It's
Rangers.
probably going to be Chicago.
Rangers. You don't want
What are the Rangers?
Chicago.
They have the
You
third
want the
best
Rangers
odds?
third. Yeah, so they're assumed to
Yeah.
top 5, which is nice. So we're gonna get either one of the 2 forwards or the one of the 3 big D men. So I'm okay with that. I want 1 or 2, man. I want a
You want number
forward.
one.
Why?
no,
So you
I-
can
one or
ruin the
two.
poor kid? You guys are
Yes,
terrible at-
exactly. I want the ability to
Ruin the
ruin
poor kid's
somebody.
career? How dare you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want the
you've ruined
ability.
plenty of young kids' careers.
I have.
Uh,
Just talk park.
What's one more, I guess? All right.
Yeah, what's
Go
one
ahead.
more?
uh,
All right. Hintz is going to miss a couple more games for the Stars. He's still out. Zub is out with an undisclosed injury for the Sens. Bruins would recharge, and that's pretty much all I got.
I got one last thing. Hey, Schwim, guess
do it.
what?
Uh-oh.
What?
Time for chili.
Oh
Time
my
for chili.
God! Thank you.
Third
for telling
one.
me.
You asked for 3. You asked
I did.
for
Thank you
3.
for reminding me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. On that note,
Uh,
I will start playing our outro music. My beer.
Mm,
Pineapple Mango 1911. Not quite as good as Burnt Mills, but still great. A
We
4.
gotta go to Burnt Mills again.
Let's
we
go.
should.
'Cause it's nice and
Let's
go.
go.
Right now it's not that warm.
They
It
have
was
the
warm.
mango berry, which
it
is
gets
like one of
warm
the
again.
best.
Let's
got what?
go.
They have mango berry.
Oh, we got
Count this
let's
guy
go
in.
there
So
again.
good.
Let's go. Why not? Marina's
This
been
weekend.
there.
She has. You know what Marina needs?
Mhm.
Marina needs a Corey Perry jersey.
You know what she had, and I regret putting it on her last night. That St. Louis jersey that I got her. That was like $18.
Yeah,
I think that was the downfall.
that was a great
Can't do that
purchase for
again.
her, though. It was a great
It
purchase
is great,
for her.
and she's got to grow into it still. But
That's fine.
Eventually.
She'll grow. She'll grow.
Very
And
nice.
then you can wear it when she's done.
All
it'll
right.
be a little
Shrimp,
snug
take
on
her
me,
home.
but that's okay. Oh, you know what I'm going to say. I
Corey
hate my
Perry
team. I hate
sucks.
my life. I'm going to bed.
I love Corey Perry.
Ah.